أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وأما الجدار فكان لغلامين يتيمين في المدينة وكان تحته كنز لهما وكان أبوهما صالحا فأراد ربك أن يبلغا أشدهما ويستخرجا كنزهما رحمة من ربك وما فعلته عن أمري ذلك تأويل ما لم تستع عليه صبرا.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, as for the war, it belonged to two orphan boys of the town, and under this war there was a treasure belonging to them, and their father had been a righteous man. So your Lord desired that they should attain their age of full strength, and then take out their treasure, a message from your Lord, and I did not do it on my own accord. Whatever I did was the will of the Lord. This is the significance of that which you were not able to bear with patience. This particular ayah of the Holy Quran is describing an event that occurred during the time of the Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. When Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to seek for knowledge, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam immediately embarked on a journey seeking for knowledge. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him that he is going to find a teacher that will be able to teach him. So when Musa alayhi salatu wasalam met his teacher Khidr, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam never asked Khidr to teach him. Rather, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam seek the permission of Khidr to follow him, because Musa knew that knowledge that is acquired through experience is the true knowledge. Knowledge that is acquired through experience, it is the true knowledge. So the Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was actually willing to follow Khidr so that he can get that knowledge through experience. So, on their journey, there are three events that occurred. The first was the destruction of the boat. The second was the killing of the boar. And the third one is the one that this particular ayah of the Holy Quran is describing. And brothers and sisters, I want us to take lesson from this particular ayah of the Holy Quran. Because this ayah of the Holy Quran, when Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was traveling with Khidr, they went into a town, and this town, the town people never actually welcomed them. They never give them that traditional welcome that people normally give to strangers. They never give them food, they never give them shelter. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Khidr to rebuild a wall that was collapsing in this particular town. And Musa could not understand the wisdom behind this thing. So he said to Khidr, how can we rebuild this wall when these people, they don't even care about us, they don't want to know about us, and they are not going to pay us? But because Khidr knew that it was the will, it was the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and asked Musa to help him so that he can rebuild that wall. So we want to know why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded these people to rebuild the wall. It was a commandment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to rebuild the wall. Why did Allah command them to rebuild the wall? Was it because of the orphan boys, or was it because of the children? No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Khidr to rebuild the wall because of the righteousness of the father of the children. Because their father was righteous, that was the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Khidr to rebuild that wall, because there was a treasure beneath the wall that was useful to the boys in the future. It was not because of the boys, because he cannot tell if the child is going to be a righteous child when the child is very small. But because of the righteousness of the father, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this blessing, this mercy to these children. Wallahi, this is a lesson that we have to learn. As parents or as people who are opting to become parents one day, it is very good to be righteous, to be guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be on the right path, a path that will lead you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So as parents, we have to know that our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reflects upon our children. Your closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your spirituality to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has great effect on your children. Whether you are living or not, it has great effect on your children, both in this world and in the hereafter. So brothers and sisters, we always have to read the Quran. The more you read the Quran, the more knowledge you get. Because for every time you read the Quran, you will find something that will be useful to you, that will address you. So this is for the parents. We have to be righteous, because you cannot be asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you good children when you are not a good parent. You cannot be asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you a good wife if you are not a good husband, or to give you a good husband if you are not a good wife. It's like planting a mango tree and expecting to harvest apple. It's not going to be possible. So brothers and sisters, when you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you anything, try to be that particular thing. If you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you good of anything, be good to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. Observe your duty towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be a good servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a good servant, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always listen to you, because that's the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That when you call upon Him, He answers you. And the answer of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best answer to our problems. So brothers and sisters, I'm advising you and myself that we should try to be righteous. If you are a parent, you still have the chance to become a righteous, father or mother. Or if you are opting to become parent one day, we have to practice this issue of righteousness so that our children will benefit from it. Because who you are, probably, and most often, what happens is that the behavior of the parent is going to be transferred into the children. So if you want to have good children, you want to have children that will be having good behavior, you have to have good behavior as a father or as a mother. So brothers and sisters, I'm advising you again, I'm advising myself so that we can be righteous. Let us come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us grow in our spirituality towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's where our success lies. That's the only solution to our problems. Our closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only solution to our problems. The matrimonial problems, it is the only solution to it. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to go on a straight path. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the wisdom of how we can best control our family, to give us the wisdom of how we can best become good parents. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to go on a straight path, the path that will lead us to Jannatul Firdaus. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.